Everybody, I'm back again with a Kiriko Gold 4 review for Silurker, or Beryllium in game. Let's check out the key moments. I get picked early because I'm tunneling Tracer and get railed from behind by Sojourn. Where should I have played from when I knew we were being pushed on both sides? Should I have gone after the Tracer anyway and I just need to work on my aim? It just feels too good to not go for the headshot melee insta-kill on Tracer. Okay, 704, 732. Let's see in game. 704, 732. Let's watch this. It's a little bit uglier. Nice angle spamming there. I see you watched the previous VOD review with Kiriko on this part of the map. This is good. Oh my god, a headshot. Okay, so it should start around here. Good spamming. Interesting. Okay, interesting. So, I like this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I absolutely love this. So, the way that you're approaching the fight is exactly how you should approach it. But here's the issue with what a lot of people are struggling. What you know, your teammates probably don't know. And what your teammates know, you probably don't know. There's no way for you to know what's inside their head, even though you're Gold 4, and to expect to play the fights in a certain way. You play this team fight like you would be screaming with Grandmaster players. Unfortunately, you have to adapt to your rating, which usually means you have to go for duels. So, let's watch this entire fight again from the beginning. The way that you start and poke here headshot level is amazing, but you can do two other things. So Anna's taking care of Batch, and you're taking care of mid over here. Junkrat's behind. Let's watch the fight from over here. I always like observing bird's eye view of the fight. If possible, I know I'm saying this a lot of the times, but I try to approach fights based on what I see and what I hear. This mountain looks kind of weird here. Anyway, based on what I see and what I hear, and I try to make this map, the bird's eye view map, above my head to try to counter their movement and close the angles. I know that a lot of players are really focused on what's happening in front of them, and I know some players are playing the way that I'm playing the game. I don't know how we do it or how did I come to doing it. I think it's because I played a lot of League before, but what I'm trying to say is the following. If you're reloading or you're hiding or not doing anything, try to think from outside of your point of view how the fight looks. Okay? So over here, yes, you're spamming this angle, but if you check from here, both of you are spamming the same angle, are spamming the same door. You know that Tracer might come from the side, so the Tracer is uncontested from here. Right? And the pressure on the choke is good, like you're creating separate angles, this is good, but these angles, this part of the map is free. So literally what they do right now, this is why you lost this fight. They take this part of the map and this part of the map based on your positioning, because all you're doing, like, see how tiny you all are here because of the angles that you're covering. This is what you want to see from a bird's eye view point of view. Like, you want to make them fight for the areas that they want to walk in. So for example, if let's say you would spam from over here or from over here, then the enemies wouldn't have that easy of a job to like walk all the way over here. Every little bit of space matters. So in this case, if you play from here, they will just walk into you. This is what you see a lot of the times in ranked, in all ratings. And it's what you see from me doing in ranked as well sometimes. You have to fight for every little bit of space that you can. This can result in Pepega positioning though. But with Kiriko, if you're in a bad position, you can always TP to your teammates. So what I'm trying to say is, try to cover multiple angles for the enemies before they like walk into you. Otherwise, they will just like surround you from every direction and make you play in a tight space like you are here. Like, see how easy it is for enemies to focus you here? So that's number one. You could have played on top even and spammed these angles because, again, these angles main were spammed. Now, or you could play more aggressively in TP. Now, another part. You said that you would like to play against Tracer. You like to dual Tracer. Well, there's a term. It's a term, I guess. It kind of like applies to Kiriko as well, I guess, called marking. Marking means that, how I understand it, marking means that you take care of somebody in such a way that it's like you're 1v1ing them in basketball or 1v1ing them in football. You're marking them. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to see what they're gonna do or not let them do things. You're literally the man, okay? You're just sitting on them. So, for example, you hear a lot of the time in top 500 streams, tracers saying to their team, I'm marking Tracer. This means that if Tracer goes left side, I go left side. If Tracer goes right side, I go right side. If Tracer goes for the back line, I go for the Tracer. You don't let her do that. So you're trying to deny her actions. You're not letting her do that. And this is a very good style to play if you feel like that's the carry of their team. Because instead of them focusing your team and maybe getting attention from maybe your allies are not focusing them down, you can just like split their attention. They focus you first, they have to use resources, then they can't go to your team. All you have to do when you're marking somebody is to not die. So over here, yes, Kiriko is amazing against Tracer, okay? Because headshot melee, dead. Literally dead. Even if you land a headshot, you're gonna force abilities. If you miss a couple of kunai, no problem, you can Suzu. Or you can TP back. You can play on high ground because she doesn't have like vertical mobility. So she cannot like dash up. She can only dash horizontally. So if let's say the Tracer would walk over here and you play from here, she can't do anything to you. So you actively looking for Tracer before the fight begins is a valid strategy that you should work on doing. And again, when you do this, you don't go for the kill on Tracer. You go for time wasted because Ana can keep up with Bastion and Reinhardt. Okay, she's a support that can solo heal their team with how much healing they do. And your healing there is not needed. Okay, so you try to waste her time. You try to make her shoot you 1 time, 2 times. Maybe you land the shot, maybe you don't. Maybe you force a dash, maybe you force a recall. Maybe you do a lot of stuff. And this is where it's going to matter a lot when you're going to climb in a SAR. Because the higher in a SAR you're going to climb, the less resources you're going to be able to force off the Tracer. Usually, if you'd fight a Tracer here in a gold, I assume that you would get some shots because she doesn't dodge that well. And secondly, you're going to force abilities. In top 500, though, you're going to see that it gets to the point where the Tracer will ignore you and just go past you. But that's literally a second or 2 that you can buy. So again, you have, and before I conclude this entire key moment, you should do this with Kiriko to mark the Tracer if your team doesn't need your healing. Your team doesn't need your healing if they're full HP and not fighting the enemy, or if you have another support that can massively heal up their team if you're not there. For example, if this wouldn't be Ana and this would be Zenyatta and Reinhardt, Zenyatta, Reinhardt, and Bastion, then yes, you can go for some marking of the Tracer before. You can go and fight her before, but you also gotta keep an eye out to be back to your team in case they start taking damage, because Zen cannot keep up with the damage that they're going to take. So this doesn't mean that you do not have enough time to go and fight her. It's just that you cannot focus on the duel that much because your team needs your healing. So to conclude the entire part, and then I'm going to give you another secret. This is a big secret tip with Kiriko. Okay, so first things first. When you're playing here, yes, you're spamming the main area, but you are giving this part of the map for free for the enemies. So try to spam angles where your team isn't spamming already if you don't see where all the enemies are coming from. So if everybody walks through main, then sure, spam main. But if you don't know where they're coming from, then maybe try to spam these angles as well. Okay? You might land the shot or not. Secondly, honestly, with Kiriko, try to see where the Tracer is going from. Try to understand where she's going to come from in the fight and try to fight her. If you land the shot, a headshot, that's amazing. If you win the duel, that's amazing. If you just waste her time, that's also amazing. Because while she shoots you, you shoot her, and you can also heal your team from a distance. So just keep that in mind. And here's another tip that I can give you. With Kiriko, considering her TP, you can do something that you cannot do with any other support, which is close the angle on the enemies by walking into the enemies. what I'm trying to say is, when they're walking main, over here, like they're walking main, you don't have to back out traditionally like you would traditionally do with Zenyatta. You see Orisa walk main, and you play from here. And you just spam. And now, you're afraid because they have the space. This would be decent Zenyatta positioning. But you know what you can do with Kiriko? With Kiriko, oh, they start walking main, they cannot one-shot me. She's not blue, I have full HP, so headshot from Kiriko ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna crouch spam, I cannot die. I'm gonna walk left side. And I'm gonna shoot from here. And then I'm gonna shoot from here. And maybe I can even go behind them if I want. Would be a long flank, but no. I can just spam from here. So you don't have to play that passive with your TP. Like, look here, you have a shield? Fine, just use this area. Spam here, headshot, headshot, headshot. If the enemies want to walk main, then they have to deal with you here. The second they look at you, and after the second they look at you, the second you think that you're gonna die if you do so, because you're gonna take a bunch of damage, so like Sojourn's blue, then just TP away. Or Suzu and TP away. Or dodge the shot, forehead. So like, look, over here, for example, you spam, you don't see her, you can just crouch spam a little bit, get inside here even. Close this angle like this, because what this does is your team can do bullets this area. Can throw bullets at them this area. But if you play from here, you can also throw bullets at this area. Throw your kunai at this area. So you're essentially pressuring this part of the map without even being there. Because Kiriko, same as Zenyatta, same as Ana, they do not have any damage fall off. Kiriko can do this though because of her teleport. And if you look at a lot of top 500 Kiriko players playing, you're going to see that this is what they can do. And this is what they do a lot of the times. Okay, let's go to the other key moment. I do not understand why I cannot mute the alerts. This is bugged. Stream Elements is bugged. 842 to 913. Was this a good Kitsune? At the time, I did it purely to counter their Kitsune, and it may have worked if I hadn't thrown my Suzu at Orisa. 842 to 913. Where is it? Okay, 842. 842. Let's check your point of view.
Lick my wounds. Let's go.
Shut up.
Going up. I'm with you.
One dead. Nice heal. They don't have speed boost. Good shots.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Yes, it was a good fox. You can't take the fox with your fox. You just got unlucky with the fact that playing against Orisa is the same playing against a good diva. Or against the Sigma with his suck. Me included, players, me included here obviously, have not gotten used to Orisa's helicopter. We do not track Orisa's helicopter. I'll be honest with you. We completely forget about that ability, what it can do. It can literally eat your abilities. So yes, you fox.
Can't take much more.
They fox, you fox too. This way they can't engage. What happens is if they take the fight here, it's 50-50 because of your ultimates. You have the advantage. But because of the fox here, they might turn it around. And if they kite to point, you can still use it. This is a good fox. A good reactive fox. Your Reinhardt has decided to pin in anyway. He goes in aggressive. Probably gonna go slow. Perfect. He hits the wall. And now, let's check out your point of view. He's anti-ed and you want the Suzu instantly. Then you see the helicopter, you still see the helicopter happening, and you want to throw this. Now, you can do it in two options. First things first, wait for the helicopter to finish. Wait for Orisa's spin to finish. Or secondly, try to splash it over here so she doesn't eat it. This comes with time. I still do this mistake a lot of the time, so don't feel bad about this. Your intention was good, the execution just takes a little bit more experience. But I want to talk about positioning after you throw the fox. So you get a pick onto the tracer. Who can kill you? Who can kill you? Who can do stuff to you right now?
Who are best main healers for Orichu and Sick?
So you have Ana, Sojourn, you have Kiriko, you have
mL7
Ana.
Jam.
Wait, give me a second. Dude, my stream elements is dead. Redirecting. Please work. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, perfect. So, literally, this is what you gotta think as a support, especially when you're playing Kiriko. Who can eliminate you right now? Who can eliminate you? Right? Sojourn if she's blue, Kiriko, if she headshots you but you're full HP, Orisa can't do anything, Ana can't do anything. You know what this means? Split! Create multiple angles. Yes, you spam. Go right side. Play from here. You can heal the guy in hard and you can spam from here. Or if you want to play safer, you can also walk left side, but they might shoot you. So same thing. Yes, you walk with them. Don't have to stay behind them. You fox.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
He walks in. Okay, you want to walk and help him? Go left side. Play from here. You can even wall climb here and play from here and spam from here instead of like staying all the way behind them. Okay, we're gonna continue reviewing, but I want to cover this again very shortly. I want to go in training range because this might help you out a bit more. This is good, by the way. This is really good. That was an unlucky game if you lost it. So what you want to do is you want to see your allies, you want to see the enemies, and if you don't see your allies, or if you see your allies, you want to play away from them. Yes, if everybody's grouped up and you're afraid that if you play from here, you're gonna die from the sniper, then sure, stay with your team. But usually, fights should happen like this. Your team is here, the enemies are there, nobody can one-shot you, you play from there. You play from here even. You go, bum, you heal. Bum, you heal. Bum, you heal. Bum, you heal. Oh no, they're looking at me. Oh!
I'm with you.
I'm safe. And then you split again. A lot of the time, like, if you're safe, yes, heal a little bit, but then go to the side. Boom, boom. And if they don't look at you, fine.
Sit down, please.
They don't look at you, fine. Just, you can keep doing this. They have to look at you. Who's gonna look at you? The enemy Kiriko's gonna fight you? Oh, no problem. I'm gonna crouch spam so I don't get headshotted that easily. You shoot, Sojin shoots at you, but she's not blue, no problem. Wait until she's blue. This is literally how your gameplay should look like in gold. I'm not joking. You play from one side while seeing the enemies, and you heal your team on the other side. You cannot focus on more than 3 kunai at a time, though, because this takes some time to travel. The healing takes some time to travel. I think I'm gonna do a drawing, actually. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a drawing. I'm gonna do a very fast drawing. Give me a second. Let me open Paint. Let's go to desktop. So, let's do it like this. Okay, the vote review is still going, by the way. I know it's still going. So, if you play from over here, for example, okay, so you play from over here and your team is over here and the enemies are over there. You know what this is? This is your TP range. This is your TP range. Because if you play from over here and then, yes, you can maybe see the enemies. Ignore the circle. Yes, you can maybe see the enemies and spam them here, but you're not in the TP range. You know what I mean? Yes, you can walk to your team and get back to them. What a cycle, shut up. You can see your team and walk back to them, but this is what will happen in higher ratings, where you gotta push the limits. For you, just keep this basic area of effectiveness, okay? Basic area of effectiveness. Your allies are over here, you're playing here, the enemies are here. This is your TP range. This is where you can play from. Because if you play from over here and the enemies are playing there, then this is your, let's say you're here, then this is your area of effectiveness with your TP. A lot of the times, I feel like players do not understand. Kiriko's teleport is odd in Overwatch. We don't have like an ability that's very similar to it, right? So play with the range of the TP to get maximum advantage out of the character. You know what I mean? Like, use the range to your advantage, because this is how far you can split away from your team. This is what I meant when, in the first part of the review, in key moment number 1. You play far away, actually to use your allies as an anchor point, an escape point, at the maximum range of your TP. That's what you have to do. Let's go back into Teaching Tuesday, continue checking the reviews, continue checking this, because we still have a couple more minutes remaining. I want to watch the first fight. Especially with the quality of life change that Kiriko had 1 or 2 patches ago, where you don't have to smash the TP key, you just have to hold it. So yes, you're shooting, but you're afraid your allies are behind you, just hold the shift. Like, this is what you do. I'm not even joking. So, if you... In front of me are the enemies, right? If I hold shift, I will not TP to anybody. I'm just shifting WASD. This is risky, but I'm shifting. I will not TP to anybody. And while I do this, I'm shooting. Okay, I'm shooting. Non-stop. WASD, shooting. Bam, 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 while holding shift. Right? And then... Give me a second. Then I have to escape. I look around. I TP instantly because I've been holding shift this entire time. I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's watch this. First things first, whenever you're playing any support, who can kill you? Who can eliminate you from the enemies? You have Tracer, you have Sojourn, you have Kiriko, D.Va, and Mercy. Mercy can't do anything. Tracer needs to do damage. Sojourn can only kill you if she's blue, and D.Va if she shifts onto you. I said shifts, not defecates. Now, you have two options. You either create a different angle, as I said, and spam them, or you can go and fight the Tracer. By creating a different angle, remember the circle that I talked about earlier? Your Ana can keep your teammates alive. You can go over here. So this way, you see the enemies, and you see your allies. Because if you're playing from here, then yes, you're inside the range of your circle, but you can only see D.Va. The higher up you're gonna go in rating, by the way, the question will be, the more this question will guys probably. So I'm just anticipating this because I feel like you know what you're doing. I'll be honest with you. I feel like you have a lot of potential. You have to think, who do you go for? You should shoot the tanks until you can see squishies. So yes, you rotate, you shoot the tank, but afterwards you go for the kill onto the squishy that you feel you can get a kill on. Usually it's gonna be the squishy that doesn't have that much mobility. So like in this case, if let's say I'd play against Sojourn and Cassidy, yes, you can pressure the Sojourn, maybe get a headshot and stuff, but she can escape compared to like if you shoot the Cassidy, he's gonna die. So you go to the side, you spam, boom, 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 all good. Because over here, yes, this is good, but split. Go away. Shoo! Left side, right side. So that's option number one. Option number two is just go and fight Tracer. From the beginning. How do you fight Tracer? You listen, you spam the... Here's a big mistake, okay? So, you don't have to see a hero, you don't have to see an enemy to understand where they're playing from. Use what you hear. So yes, you spam main, you press tab, you see a Tracer, you see that they have a Tracer, you hear her dash to the right side. Oh, perfect. I'm gonna go play right side. See, Tracer is fighting you now. That's wasted time. Walk! Go! Nobody can do anything to you. Tracer can just tickle you. That's it. Just walk. Shoo! Move! Left side, right side, do anything. This is free real estate. This is literally free real estate. You think, okay, so you think that this is the box that you should be playing in, that you should be put in, but actually, the entire world is your box. Okay, I'm done. Literally play outside of the box. Get away. Go left side. No, people set point. No, do not people set point. Go. Spread yourself. Your wings. Overall, with what you're doing, good Suzu over there, they were low. With what you're doing and stuff, honestly, you're playing really good. I'm not joking. The way you're playing is really good. I would say that Kiriko is... The more I play Kiriko, the more I realize that Kiriko is dependent. Good Kirikos win the fights before the fight starts. Does that make sense? Things happening left and right. Like, you have to set yourself up. She's like a hero that requires a lot of setup. But now, let's talk about this fight though a little bit. Okay. So let's discuss this entire fight, even though it was scuffed. When everybody's full HP, okay? When everybody's full HP, think about the squishies. Especially like if your tank is full HP, look at your squishies and see what they're doing. Because you're looking around, you see the Giancarlo to the side, nice heal, can always TP to Diana and Suzu. This happened. It's okay. But over here, same thing. Yes, you heal Reinhardt, he's full HP, you don't need to focus on him that much. You shoot a little bit, again, swift step, TP. Think about, if you'd be the enemy, who would you go for? You wouldn't go for the tank that's full HP after the fight is over. You would want to go for the squishy. So if you watch me play, for example, you'll see that I do my own stuff, but I always look... What's happening here? I always look at the most vulnerable targets. In this case, it would be Ana because of no mobility and Cassidy because of no mobility. So yes, I'm shooting in front. Yes, I'm hitting Reinhardt, but I'm always thinking... Where's Ana? What's Ana doing? Where's Cassidy? What's Cassidy doing? Dude, whenever you're playing a support, you're like a babysitter. That's it. Like, you mind your own business and stuff, but then you're like, wait, where's the kid? Wait, what's he doing? Wait, where is he? Wait. So yes, you heal Cassidy. You heal him, but right now when you heal, where's Cassidy? Okay, Junkat, where's Junkat? Junkat? Okay. Okay, all good. Where's Ana? Ana, no! And then you get fired, and then you get a lawsuit, and then we go into Olaf review. Let's open Olaf review. So, what I would say you have to work on, edit data. Honestly, your aim is good. I'm not joking. Your aim is good. You know what to do. 10%. Positioning. High. Decision making is good. You're decisive. I like what you're doing. And cooldown management, a little bit better. Understanding how you can use your TP and stuff. So this is how the graph looks, I would say. You don't have to aim train that much. Your aim is pretty decent. You know how to aim from left to right in the same line like you would play Valorant. You know what to do, I'll be honest with you. Also, decision-making wise, when the decisions are happening, of course you can be a little bit faster. You're in gold. You will learn with time, literally. You will learn with time to react faster. The more you play, the more PP overheat you can be and just move faster left and right and be aware of what your teammates are doing and react faster. But let's talk about cooldowns. First things first, I want to talk about TP usage, okay? So hope that graph, hope that image made sense. Because if you play so close to your teammates, then you're not getting maximum value out of the range of your TP. Try to push the limits of your abilities because this is what differentiates you from other players in Overwatch. The more you can get out of your abilities compared to the others. And secondly, playing against Orisa with her helicopter, of course, track that like you would track Sigma's kinetic grasp, where he eats incoming projectiles. Orisa can eat Suzu, can eat Yogofuda, so be careful about that and either try to wait it out or try to aim at your Reinhardt's legs over there, like towards you. Now, about your positioning though, I feel like Kiriko, the more I play her, she's mostly positioning. Mostly positioning tied with your TP range. If you split the angles a little bit harder and do not let enemies walk onto your team, then you will win a lot more games. Secondly, this has something to do with decision making, but I would argue that it is in positioning as well. If you do not want to close the distance, if you do not want to like suffocate the enemies when they want to walk in certain parts of the map, then make sure to go and mark somebody. Go and fight Tracer, go and annoy Sojourn. Just pick somebody from the enemy team and bully them. You can do this a lot, especially if you're playing with another support that has a lot of healing, such as Ana, such as Moira that's not TikToking, such as even Mercy, if the DPS she's pocketing is not being split away from their team, or Baptiste. Now, let's go into Olaf recommends you do the following. Number one, the biggest improvement you can see, you will see is use TP range to your advantage. Okay? So use your TP range to your advantage. Literally the image that I've explained before. Mark an enemy, not necessarily DPS. It can be DPS, it can be a support if you have a main healing support. So if you have a support that can keep your team alive a lot, a mass healing support like Ana, then you can do that more easily. 3, I would say this is also tied to use TP range to your advantage, but split from your team so you see your team and enemies, but from an angle. Okay? Make sure to meow. And other than that, honestly, I think that if you just use TP range, you should see a lot more things happening. You should see a lot more dubs. Oh, wait, I remembered. In team fights, think about who is most vulnerable. I need to format this better, but you know what I mean over here. This is what happened with Cassidy and Nana at the end. And most importantly, meow. If you don't meow, then you lose. So again, to summarize, I think you have a lot of potential. I think that you can get to Diamond. I'm not joking. I think that you can get to Diamond pretty fast, even this season. Give it 2 or 3 weeks. If you play a little bit split from your team to use your TP, and you think about who the enemies can focus down, you will win a lot more games. So keep it up, and please keep us posted. Let us know in the comment section when we're gonna post the VOD or not, if you climbed or not after this VOD. Hope you enjoyed it.